Not the only one to have used his intuition and created success. Tonight, we are speaking about how intuition can enhance and improve your life. Please welcome Dr. Jitendra Adhia, owner of Adhia Academy.
Intuition is a knowledge from within, knowledge from self. You know that it's there. You get some knowledge from inside, but you don't know from where it's coming. But you have a trust that it's a true knowledge coming from within.
So what would happen? Give me an example of intuition in your life, how intuition has come to play.
Yeah. For example, I was working as a medical college professor in my city. And I was also doing this Power of Subconscious Mind seminar and workshop as a hobby. Then I was having an intuition that I must change my branch. Though I was working as a medical doctor, there was intuition coming from within that I must change my branch and I should go for this seminar and workshop and become a mind trainer. And then all my family members were against resigning from the post. But I followed my intuition and I resigned from my post. And I came out with this one idea that I will become a motivational trainer. And I think that I followed my intuition and that's why I'm very successful.
But then would someone not say, Jitendra, that you could have followed your intuition back then and decided to follow the path that you are in now and not being a medical doctor? So you didn't follow your intuition initially?
No, I followed my intuition, at least for resigning from my job. I followed my intuition.
And I'm talking about before, when you studied to be a doctor.
Yeah. That time I had a plan, I had a goal to become a medical doctor. But meanwhile something happened in my family that I got interest in power of mind. And then I was studying power of mind, I was teaching power of mind. And then some intuition started coming in that I should make this as a full-time career. And I decided to resign from the post and I made it as a full-time career. And I think I'm very successful because I changed my branch, I resigned from my post. So my wife and my family members were against it. They said, no, don't resign, this is a good post.
Would you agree?
Yeah, we get intuition in dream also. There are many examples even that even benzene ring formula was invented in dream. The sewing machine needle was invented in dream. Insulin was invented in dream. Subconscious mind knows everything, so it sometimes gives you signal in the dream. And if you can follow the dream and then correlate with your happening, then you will find that it is intuition.
Why do you think that a lot of us ignore our intuition? Because I think that the reason why we're here today and the reason why we're talking about this is because we haven't fully gone to an extent where we all accept that we have intuition and that we use our intuition. So why do we ignore it?
No, because probably there is a lack of awareness around, At least in my country, nobody knows about what is intuition and how can we use it. So by spreading the message of intuition to everyone by mass media and teaching in some syllabus, people can use the intuition.
Then I've got to ask, if we're spreading the word, what is the benefit of using your intuition?
No, intuition is the true knowledge from within, and you can trust that knowledge. Suppose if you need some guidance, and if you depend on somebody else for that guidance, he may be a biased person, and he may mislead you. But if you know how to use your intuitive power, that the answer from subconscious mind, you are always guided rightly.
Interesting. Let's go to an SMS. I always tell my husband what my intuition says. He never believes me, but it lands up that I'm right. How can I bet him to trust me? Joanne in Johannesburg. Yes, how can we get husbands who don't believe our intuition that we are right?
Prove to him that many a time what she said was right, though he did not believe
it was coincidence.
Prove by some past experiences, that.
Yeah, but it was just coincidence. That's what he's going to say.
All the time he says coincidence.
It's just a coincidence. And it comes back to the question that I asked. I think I asked you, Colleen, about whether men are less likely to believe in intuition than women.
Because men use more of his conscious mind, that is a logical mind. And when the logic comes, usually they don't believe it because they always believe in the facts and figures. They don't believe in such abstract thing like intuition.
All right.
Our husband must be using conscious mind predominantly, logical mind. That's why he's not believing it.
Okay, I'd love to hear from you and how you've made a life-changing decision. Thank you very much. Is it hereditary? Does it run in more families than in others, or is it a blanket that everybody has intuition?
It is not hereditary. Everybody have it. Only thing some Some develop it properly and some don't develop it, that's all.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not that it comes to hereditary.
Yeah. Anonymous was mentioning the child who was crying uncontrollably, and she thinks that perhaps the child had an intuition that something was wrong with her mom. Could you explain that? Do children, for instance, have that kind of intuition?
Yeah, children have the intuition like that. Even I had an experience in my family. My mother was living with me in Ahmedabad city, and my younger brother was living in Delhi, which is 1,000 kilometers apart. And my mother was sick and about to die. And my brother got the intuition that there is something wrong somewhere, you know. And he got up from the bed at the middle of the night, he and his wife, and just waiting for some, bad news. And then when I called them up that my mom is not feeling well, they immediately picked up the phone. So I asked them that, how is that you immediately picked up the phone at the middle of the night? They said, we had some feeling that there is something wrong somewhere.
More involved in my inner self. I think that's what Darren said. Intuition is knowing yourself better. How do I become, in order for me to be a very intuitive person?
First thing is create an awareness that there is an intuitive power within you. Then second one is that you meditate. If you meditate regularly, your intuition power will increase. You'll be able to get those signals very clearly. And try to trust and take some small step. If you get some intuition,